In the early days, long before the memory of any living soul, the people of the Great Lakes region lived simple lives. The land was fertile and the waters abundant, but the people knew little of the world beyond their villages. They tilled the soil with rudimentary tools, herded small flocks of cattle, and passed down stories of ancestors through song and dance. Their existence was peaceful, though limited, and they believed the world had little more to offer. Then one day, the sky seemed to change. The sun rose the same as it had every morning, but there was something different in the air. A quiet hum, a shifting wind. In the distant horizon, along the edge of the savannah, a line of figures appeared, silhouetted against the blazing African sun. The word spread quickly through the villages. Strangers had arrived. They moved gracefully, almost as if floating above the land. The elders gathered at the foot of the tallest hill to watch, their wrinkled faces etched with curiosity and concern. It was unusual for outsiders to venture so deep into their lands, and even more unusual for them to come without fanfare. But these figures were unlike any others the villagers had ever seen. As they drew closer, it became clear these were no ordinary travelers. Their skin shimmered under the sunlight, and their robes were woven from fabrics finer than anything the villagers had ever known. Their eyes seemed to hold the depths of the sky itself, ancient, wise, and all-seeing. Behind them, they led cattle, tall, majestic beasts with massive horns that spiraled like the roots of old trees. These were the Chwezi. The villagers, unsure of what to do, knelt in awe as the Chwezi approached. No words were exchanged at first. The Chwezi simply stood before them, gazing over the land as though they had always known it. Their leader, a tall figure with skin dark as midnight and eyes that sparkled like stars, raised his hand signaling the villagers to rise. This is the story of the Chwezi, mystical people who ruled an empire in Eastern Africa from the 1200s to the 1300s. We are the Chwezi. The leader finally spoke, his voice deep and melodic, reverberating through the air like the whisper of the wind. We come not as conquerors, but as guides. The villagers were mesmerized by their presence. Who were these beings that seemed to glow with a power unlike anything they had ever known? The elders, skeptical but wise, invited the Chwezi to the village to learn more. That night, a feast was prepared, though it was humble compared to what the Chwezi were accustomed to. Nonetheless, they accepted the hospitality with grace. As the fire crackled in the center of the village, the leader of the Chwezi spoke of distant lands and forgotten knowledge. He told stories of how their people had traveled the earth, bringing wisdom and progress to those who sought it. They were not gods, he explained, but something close, beings with deep understanding of both the seen and unseen world. The elders exchanged glances, uncertainty flickering in their eyes, but the younger villagers could not contain their excitement. They had never imagined there could be more to their simple lives. But the Chwezi did not offer empty promises. Over the coming days, they began to show the villagers new ways of farming, techniques to herd cattle more efficiently, and even how to work with iron, shaping it into tools far stronger than the stone implements they had used for generations. "We have come to this land," he said, "because the time has come for your people to rise. There is more to the world than you know, and we are here to show you the way." Slowly, the villagers began to realize that the Chwezi were indeed extraordinary. Their knowledge was vast, their presence calming, and they carried themselves with a quiet power that demanded respect. The elders, though cautious, could not deny the change the Chwezi brought. But there was something else about the Chwezi that intrigued the villagers, something otherworldly. At night, whispers spread that the Chwezi did not sleep like ordinary men and women. Some said they communed with the stars, while others believed they could hear the voices of spirits in the wind. The children of the village, in their innocence, claimed to have seen the Chwezi disappear into thin air, only to reappear moments later, smiling as if they knew a secret the earth itself was keeping. As the Chwezi settled into the Great Lakes region, it became clear that life would never be the same. The villagers could feel it in their bones. The world was about to change, and the Chwezi were the ones to lead them into that new world. The arrival of the Chwezi was not just a meeting of strangers, but the beginning of a new chapter in the land's history. And so, under the watchful eyes of the stars, the Chwezi began to shape the destiny of the Great Lakes, one whispered secret at a time. Hey, want to hear more of these stories? We are on a journey to cover all tales, stories, and myths ever told in mankind history. So please subscribe to this channel, like and share this video,